We're Anthony and Sharon Rivers, missionaries with the International Mission Board to Kenya. We're home in Florida for a few months, and we are grateful to be home. And while we're here, we'd like to introduce ourselves to you or reintroduce ourselves again if we've already met you. I work as a logistics services consultant in Kenya, which means that I'm a missionary to other missionaries. I help provide them with housing and visas and a car and legal services to free them up to fully engage in the missionary task.
And I work at our IMB guest house in Nairobi, welcoming missionaries that need to stay in Nairobi for any reason, making sure that they have a home away from their place of service.
In addition to those roles, we ourselves engage in the missionary task through our local church in Kenya. We're seeking to reach an unreached people group that live in an urban slum in Nairobi. And even now, in the middle of this pandemic, the International Mission Board is continuing its ministry work throughout the world. Even in Kenya this past month, our team engaged in a food distribution where they had the opportunity to share the gospel with everyone that came, and several people indicated that they wanted to pursue Jesus Christ in faith.
And this year, the IMB is celebrating its 175th anniversary of doing global missions work. What a huge milestone. God has been so good to us. I imagine that this is a testimony of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people who have been faithful to pray for global missions, to give toward global missions, and to even go as missionaries and servants in order to see that the Great Commission is carried out around the world. I think of my grandparents when I think of those who have been faithful to be a part of mission work over the years. My grandfather was a small town citrus grower and cattleman right here in the heart of Florida. When we first left for the mission field, my grandmother told me that her and my grandfather every year at Christmas time would pick out a gift for one another. But then instead of buying that gift, they would instead give that amount of money toward the Lottie Moon Christmas offering. I doubt that they thought that years later their own granddaughter would serve with that very same organization. I imagine that many of you have stories very similar to this, and I can't wait to see one day what the Lord is going to do with our humble prayers, our prayerful giving, our offerings, our time, our service, and how the Lord is going to take all of our small bits of faithfulness over many generations to gather before Him a multitude from every tribe, tongue, and nation on earth to worship Him in heaven forever.
So with that vision in mind, we want to thank you for faithfully following the Lord. The great strength of the Southern Baptist Convention is our cooperation in missions. And so I thank you for your praying. I thank you for your giving and your sending and your going. We encourage you to continue to be faithful in the Lord.